Happy Wednesday! Happy Glitter Pit Day! Everybody's excited about today's card. I am too. I went upstairs and grabbed my hat. My hair was not cooperating. I need it colored, and then I need a haircut. So I'm going this next week to get my hair cut, and I'm going to kind of corner my husband to help me color my hair. I can do the front, I just can't do the back. And, you know, my hair is long enough now where it could kind of cover it up, but it's been very neglected. So I do need it colored all over. How's everybody doing? I went and got my retainers yesterday. Well, I didn't pick them up. I went and got my, my Invisalign scan. So they should be here. They should be here in 2 weeks, but they can't get me in until after I get back from Salt Lake City for the $3 million party. So I'll be going there. I think it's the second week in September. So I will give you guys all a heads up when I won't be live. But so I'll be getting my retainers after the $1 million party. So I was kind of upset. Sad. All right, so we are so excited about making this card. I'm going to jump right in because I'm going to make 3 of them. I'm going to show you 3 techniques using this really beautiful sunflower embossing folder. It is gorgeous. Let me flip this over so you guys can see what I'm talking about. Look at this card. It's so easy. And I really did lay on the colors, but isn't that a gorgeous fall card? Holy guacamole. There's no filters on this card, you guys. This is seriously straight up the way it looks. Now, I did use like a deeper color, so kind of experiment. I did do a little experimenting on the 3rd card we're going to do today. So there's no wrong, right? It's just paper. We can throw it away if we mess up or we don't like it. So I went with the heavy coat. And I'm going to probably do the same thing today because I love this card. And Jessie loved it. So, she's back at making her stuff at her stand. She took some time off to be with the boys and stuff for the summer because they're going to go back to school, I think, the 26th, right? So let's go ahead and flip this, well, not flip it, but remove my face so you guys can see the screen here better, all right? And then also the card sketch this week is super cute. I did hardly any stamping. Isn't that a cute card? It looks like all about candy corn, right? So here is the sketch. Very simple sketch, but I did jazz it up. These are using the die cuts from that Spooky Sweet designer paper. And then this is one of the little tags in there. And then this was also from the designer paper, and I just cut that out. This was a die from the candy, the little tag topper with the bat. These were little die cuts. And then I stamped the No Tricks, All Treats. So pretty simple card. And then there's your sketch. Now remember, I do have the printable. And look, I got my ink for my printer. I'm so happy. You know what? You don't miss something until you get it back and then you know how bad it was. So I did get my ink. So I went the extra large. You remember I mentioned this last week. So I did get my printer ink, I should say. And man, what a difference it made. So I'm so happy. It came pretty quick. But look at my printable that I printed here. Isn't that print beautiful? I don't know if it's going to look like that on your printer, but man, my laser printer is kicking booty. So you'll get this week's printable and then also the card sketch. I just print double-sided on my printer, so you'll get both prints and then however your printer's set up, all right? So if you want that, it's over in my shop, and I'm going to just kind of put this up here. I really don't need any measurements because we're just going to play today. There are so many techniques for this sunflower, you guys. I've done a video, I think it's been over a year now. I have it down below in the description box. If I remember, I'll try to post the link over on my blog tomorrow for you guys. I got a commercial coming on. All right, so just know that there are many techniques. We're going to do the carved wood, and I'm going to do the white out, and then I'm going to do something that I don't really know or have a name for, but it's just kind of fun. So we'll do all three today, all right? And I'm going to emboss the first one with you to show you how to emboss. For those of you that are new here to the glitter pit or new to stamping, welcome. You're in the right place. So I'm going to emboss with the basic white with the sunflower embossing folder. This is the embossing folder. It is so pretty, but look at the paper that it comes with, you know, when you see it. It seriously does not do it justice at all because we're going to really knock it out today. All right, just a quick update. The in color sale is still going on. Remember, this is happening all month long. Speaking of in colors, at the end of the hour, I'm going to do my re-inking of my Stampin' Spot with my cloud cover ink pad or ink refill. So if you guys haven't done this yet, I know I was putting it off. I kept saying to myself, I don't need to do it. Then I caved in. Not gonna lie, I'm kind of excited about it because you will have a little stamp spot. Remember the ink with the Stampin' Up with the ink pads with the foam, there was some kind of a chemical reaction when the ink with the cloud cover went with the foam of the ink pad. But since our Stampin' Spots are felt, they're still soft, but they're not as foamy like our regular ink pads here, like this. You know, if you have the newest ink pads, they're foam, and they're really squishy. So somehow, some way, we're not selling the cloud cover ink pad. We're just selling like a roundabout way to get to your cloud cover. So I got the re-inker, and then these are felt-based little Stampin' Spots, and you get 5 to a pack. Let me give you this number. So you get 5 to a pack. This item number is 141822, and they're blank. So you could use these for other things too, okay? So we're gonna do that at the end of the hour. Don't let me forget that because I definitely wanna do that, and while I'm doing it, I can show you guys how to do it, okay? All right. And then the inspiration from this card, I have to show you this card. This, let me get the envelope. This came from Linda. She had bought some 3D items and she had mailed me this card. Isn't it beautiful? Ooh. And I was like, oh my gosh, this card is so beautiful, Linda. So she just wrote me a little note in there for me and Richard. But thank you, Linda. What an inspiration this card was. And you, right? So you can see the difference. Mine is a little bit darker. So it does not make it right or wrong. It's whatever you like, okay? So if you do it with the lighter hand, it's totally cool. A heavier hand like me, totally cool. All right, so I do have a couple other Happy Mail cards that I'll share at the end of the hour too. How's everybody doing? Let me make sure I got my, yes I do. Okay, good. I got my chamois here, and I got some still, I put some baby wipes in there last week and I totally forgot, and everything is still wet, so that's good. Hi guys. Hi Carol. Hi Terry and Peggy and Cynthia. Hi Kimberly. I know, I had a commercial too. Stupid commercials. All right, so the in color sale is still going on till the end of the month. So remember, this is all in colors for the 2025 through 2027. So it's the newest in colors, and there's a lot of stuff that you wouldn't think would be over there. Like there's a new card kit over there that has the new in colors. That's on the 15% off. There's some newest of the newest, like the perfectly paired designer paper. There's embellishments, ribbons, Stampin' Blends, Stampin' Right markers, cardstock. Everything is over there. So please take a moment and just scroll through everything. You might be really surprised. Also, I mentioned last week that the fall retreat was full. I got an update on that. I need one more person. Somebody was, she emailed me a few days ago and said that her husband had a surprise for her anniversary. And this is for Judy Ann. Sorry, Judy Ann. So she had emailed me and said her husband had made the surprise for their anniversary and she had no idea of it. And she was talking to her daughters the other day and she said how excited she was to come to the retreat. And her daughters were like, You can't go, Mom. You can't. Dad's planning this big surprise for you. So, needless to say, she's not coming. So that means there's one more spot open if you want to come. I will open it up if you want to bring a friend, because I know a lot of people are buddying up and they're coming with friends and stuff. So if you have a friend that wants to attend this year's retreat, we will make room for 2. But I have 1 spot open from Judy Ann. All right? So if you are interested in coming, I have contacted the people on my wait list, and I'm still waiting to hear back from them. So as of right now, it's first come, first serve. So if you want it, jump on it right now, and I will send you all the information and the registration and stuff. And then if you want your friend to come, they can come too, all right? All right, so, but the Glitter Retreat to-go kits will be launching soon, and I announced last week that these are the stamp sets that you will need to complete your projects if you want them like ours that we designed them for the retreat. So it's the Peekaboo Forest stamp set and dies. These are on the last chance list. Layered Thoughts, that's in the annual catalog. Poppin' By and Party Piggy bundles. These are on the online exclusives. So if you do want to, oh, and then the Pattern of Friendship was added. I totally forgot about that. Hopefully you guys checked my blog. But Pattern of Friendship is also on the last chance list. Okay, so Pattern of Friendship and the Peekaboo Forest and stamp sets. Those are on the last chance list. So if you want those kits to go, I highly recommend to get those stamps, all right? Look at my printer again with the sneak peek picture of the creativity files. Oh, it's so pretty. Look at my last one that I shared with you guys. This was the one, actually it was my glitter retreat thing, but look, this one was actually printed on cardstock too. Look how much faded it was. That's kind of like the key that I knew it had to get refilled. So, but yes, for every, well, not for every, but when you place a $40 order for the month of August, you'll get these 8 tutorials to you in an email from yours truly, from me. And in the tutorials, you have pictures, measurements, step-by-step instructions, and the projects are amazing. Okay? So you'll get that for a $40 order with the Stampin' Up order, or you can purchase them for $10.95 over on my shop. Okay? All right, now let's get to the card, because I got to go through three different techniques using this embossing folder. So let's go ahead and start with this card here that I have showing here. This is what started it all, right? Now, I mentioned in the beginning that there's so many techniques with this card. I've done a video, I think it was a year ago, it's called Blackout, where we use the black ink. And I have the link listed down below if you want to see that video after today's live. There's also a technique called Black Ice that uses foil sheets, not so much the embossing folder, but I have seen videos that do use the embossing folder. And then today we're going to do this carved wood technique. So we're going to use the browns to give it kind of like a wood feel. And then also I'm going to do the white out technique with you guys, all using this embossing folder, all right? So let me give you the measurements of the card. I don't think I'm planning on finishing the last card with you. I'm just going to show you what I did. So, but this one and the whiteout card, I have a card base for it. So the early espresso is your base. This is cut at 4 1/4 by 11, scored at 5 1/2. And then the Timid Tiger, which is cut at 4 by 5 1/4. And then your basic white, which is 3 3/4 by 5. And then I did die cut out a greeting, which I'm going to do a totally different thing for that. All right, so let's go ahead and focus on this piece of basic white. We got to first emboss it. So let me grab my embossing machine. My Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, actually. So this is the big machine. I was die cutting and packing classes all weekend. Richard actually came down to help me because I was die cutting. I had a blister right here on my thumb. It's still a little tender, but holy moly, I never knew I could get a blister from die cutting. But I did. All right, let's get our embossing folder. All right, so we're going to use our platform number 1 right here. And then the embossing folder. Where did my white cardstock go? Here it is. And the one thing with this embossing folder is it's not only that it's 3D, so it's a really nice, thick embossing folder, but it's big. How big? I think this is the 6x8 size, isn't it? I'll measure it after we die cut. But the nice thing is you can put this piece of white, can you see me moving this, wherever you want on this folder. I think right there looks pretty good. So you have lots of space. I just dropped it, hold on. You have lots of space to put it where you want to die cut or emboss it. Okay? Now, do we put the spine in or the open? You know what? I've done it so many different ways. I don't think there's a right and a wrong, but I know I get corrected every time I do it. So, you do you, I'll do me. Okay? So, we just got platform 1, and then we're going to use the platform number 4. And that's it. And then with your 3D embossing, remember these are extra thicker. One thing you'll want to make sure is making sure that everything is lined up. And then it should crank really easy. And you guys know how I am about my hands. So if I say it's easy, it's easy. It should be like a snug fit, not like so hard where you're like, cranking it so hard. You know what I mean? So if you find that it's doing that, make sure everything is lined up really nice. So another thing with the 3D embossing folder is that you're going to get a really nice impression. Look at that. Ooh, so pretty. All right. Now, do I have to emboss any other ones? I'll just do this right now, all right? We'll bring the machine back over. Let's just focus on this one right now. Because that's the attention grabber, right? Be right back. Just gonna go over here a couple steps away. Okay. All right, are we ready? So pretty. All right, now let me see here. This is the whiteout one that I'm gonna show you after this one. Isn't that pretty? So pretty. All right, so on your first one here, which is the carved wood, this is the emboss side. So this is like the bumpy side. We're going to flip it over to the deboss side. So this is the part that's caved in. Okay? That's the side we're going to work on. And we're going to first, let me grab all my inks here. We're going to use a few different colors. I'm going to use 3, I think. I did bring over Cajun Craze. I thought that was a good add to it. You're always going to start with the lightest shade first, okay? So we're going to start with the crumb cake, then the pecan pie, then if we want to add a little Cajun Craze, then early espresso, okay? So those are the way we're going to put the ink onto our basic white. So let's start with their crumb cake. Another thing too is you want to lock your ink pad closed, and I'm going to use this straight edge right here at the top. Now, I just inked my crumb cake ink, so it might be a little juicy. So depending on if your ink pads are dry or a little juicy like mine will determine the pressure of your ink or your ink pad and how much ink is going to come out. Okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to take this edge and we're just going to drag it across the deboss side of your sunflower paper. Yep, it's a little dark. That's all right. We're just going to go with it because I like a darker piece anyway. Okay, so you can see the sunflower popping out. It's so pretty already. All right, and then we're going to close that up so I can get my pecan pie. Pecan pies. Ooh! Same thing. Oh, I forgot to bring my protector sheet over here because I've been using this one today or yesterday. All right, so we're going to use the pecan pie the same way, flat edge, and you're just going to lightly drag it across your sunflower. So you can see it's kind of looking like wood, right? Let me do this side a little bit more because this is a little bit darker over here. There we go. Okay? All right, do we want to add Cajun Craze or no? I think so. Okay, Cajun Craze, just another darker color for fall. And again, we're going to drag this across. Actually, it gives like a little red undertone. Okay. Isn't it pretty? Ooh. Wait till the early espresso comes on now. All right, early espresso, last one. This one's going to be the darkest one here. So we're going to add this. Oh my gosh. But look at how those colors also stayed on the debossed leaf. Isn't that beautiful? All right, and then we're just going to drag this one down, just like that. So pretty. All right, now the fun part. You're going to grab some daubers. We sell the daubers 5 to a pack. I have a lot of daubers that I've kind of designated for certain colors. I did bring a new one over. Where? Oh, there it is. These are the colors we're going to use to add the popping color. We're going to use the Timid Tiger, Mossy Meadow, and Crushed Curry. So those are the 3 colors we're going to use here. Let me move these over here because the light is glaring. There we go. Crushed Curry, Timid Tiger, and Mossy Meadow. So we're going to start again with the lightest shade. Hi, Yoli. Hi, Nicole. Hi, Mario. You're early. Good thing you're here. All right, now I just need to decide what color. I think this is the Crushed Curry. Let me make sure. I'm going to use this one for Crushed Curry. All right, so Crushed Curry is going to fill in our sunflowers. Now, you can fill in all your sunflowers, but I'm going to do this big one here in the Crushed Curry. And then these ones here I'm going to do in the Timid Tiger. Okay, so we're going to start with the lightest shade. And again, I'm going with the heavy hands. So depending on, and you're just going to take your sponge dauber and add the ink to your sunflower. And you will get it over onto the other pieces, but it's all right. I think it's very forgiving. It really is. And again, let me zoom in here so you guys can see this. It's so beautiful. All right. Oh, I was going to do the big flower. All right, I'll do the small one and the big one in the Crushed Curry. And if you mistaken a leaf for a petal, that's all right too. Okay? No worries. There's no mistakes. I don't think daffodil would be a good color for this right now. All right, I'm going to do this big flower too. Isn't that gorgeous? Looking at the camera. It don't even look real. It looks like it's a portrait, doesn't it? It's so beautiful. And I'm just dragging my dauber across the petals. Hopefully you guys can see this. Okay, so there's my petals. Now I'm going to take this Crushed Curry and I'm just going to kind of go around that middle of the sunflower a little bit. Just to grab those little bumpy bumps there. And then I'm going to kind of take the Timid Tiger and finish that off. All right, now let's do the Timid Tiger. Let me see if I missed anything. I think I got it all. All right, so Timid Tiger now. You still have Mango Melody? Oh my gosh. That color was one of my favorites too. All right, so this, what is that? I'm wondering if I did a little Cajun Craze in the middle. I think, hold on, I'm trying to figure out my colors here. All right, I think this is Timid Tiger. All right, so this flower down here, and maybe this one over here, and this one here I'm going to do in the Timid Tiger. Okay? I think the richer the color of ink, the better. It just makes, oh gosh, it's so pretty. So pretty. Let's do this one up here. Okay? And then I'm going to do this one over here. Okay, that's with Timid Tiger. Now we're gonna do the Mossy Meadow. I was gonna try Old Olive, but since I was going with this color combo, I thought I better stick with the dark. So Mossy Meadow on the leaves. Same idea. Just take your sponge dauber and just add your green to the leaves. I like a little heavier. Isn't that pretty? I like the way a little bit of white and the other colors are showing through. So easy, you guys. All right, now this one looks like there's a little bit of leaves up here. We'll just do this. Okay. Oh, that looks like a yellow one here. Hold on. Let me get my crushed curry out. Let me find it. Okay, that looks like it. It's a guessing game. There we go. All right, so there's my card so far. Ooh, it's stunning. You love the colors, Renee. Awesome, thank you. All right, now we're gonna try first the Timid Tiger for the center of my sunflowers. But I do have the Cajun Craze, so I'm thinking maybe the Cajun Craze. Yeah, I think that looks good. I think I want to add a little bit more yellow to this side over here. The ink grabbed it with the early espresso, I think a little bit more. Yeah, this is Cajun Craze. There we go. There. Isn't that beautiful? Wow, right? Wowzy, wowzy. That is a stunning card, right? All right, that was it. Stunning is the right words. Thank you, Terry. It is. I really think the darker colors when you add more ink, plus when it dries, look, this one is the one that I did before. So the Timid Tiger dries, I feel like it looks like chalk too. I don't know. It's gorgeous. All right, so that one is that. Now let me show you here. Let me give you the base and put this card together really quick. So really this card, the background is the focal, right? So what I did for my piece here is instead of putting the adhesive on the back of that, let me zoom back out. I'm gonna put my adhesive on the Timid Tiger. Just a little bit. Right, so we're just not going to get total to the edge because remember this is 3 3/4 by 5. This is 4 by 5 1/4. So I'm just going to mainly cover the inside of my Timid Tiger, and then I'm going to grab my liquid glue, and because this is embossed, so there will be a little warping because it is a tight embossed. But if you put liquid glue, and I'm just going to do an easy squeeze here in each of the corners and around the edges, just a little bit. So it's going to grab and lay flat for me. That's what I want. Right where this is going to sit at, right? And then I've already got my adhesive on there. So we're going to put this onto the Timid Tiger. There. Oh, no, gotta go over a little bit more. Hold on. There we go. All right, and I just want to make sure I'm pressing those sides down really nice. I feel like I need more glue over here. Hold on. I finally lost my acrylic nail on my thumb right here, and it took my nail with it. What else is new? So, I will survive. I just got a little shorter nails now, but it's all right. I was wanting to take a breather anyway, right? So I will go back and get my nails done one day. All right, and then we're gonna put, I think I put dimensionals on this. Let's do that. Dimensionals are your friends. It's so different. I'm so used to working with long nails. Even typing on my computer, so different. Doing my hair is different. That's probably it more than anything. All right, which way do I want to put this card? This way? I think this way is pretty. And then the early espresso is the base. Okay, I'm going to do the greeting with you. So I'm going to do the next card and then we'll die cut the greeting and I'm going to show you how I did that. So there's the card. That is so beautiful. Here's the other one. Okay. All right, next card. This one's even easier if that's even possible. I know. Say it isn't so. All right, so let's do the white out. Let me put these inks away here so they're off my desk. You're gonna need a sponge dauber again. And you're gonna get your craft white ink. Now, this is an older ink pad. I still have it from years ago. I just keep re-adding the white ink craft ink to it. But now you can buy it with the blank ink pad and then you get the re-inker with it. So then you just re-ink your ink pad when it's new. So it's kind of like the Stampin' Spots, right? So you're gonna lock this in. This is the old style of the ink pad too. That's kind of weird. All right, now let's go ahead and get my pieces out for this card. I think I've already embossed my Secret C here. Yeah, I think I did. Yes, I did. All right, so we're using the cloud cover cardstock. Again, the base is 4 1/4 by 11, scored at 5.5. And then this piece is a little bit bigger. So this one is your 4 by 5 1/4. Okay, so unlike the one where we just did, where we used the deboss side, remember the side that goes in, we're gonna flip it over and do the embossed side. So this is the touchy-feely side over here on the Secret C. All right, so now this one, all we're gonna do is we're gonna drag the white ink across your Secret C. I told you this one was gonna be super easy, but holy moly, what a punch this one makes. All right, so we're gonna take again the flat edge and we're gonna drag it across. Oh my gosh, isn't that beautiful? So easy. Oh, so pretty. And of course you could add more ink if you feel like you've missed a spot or a strip, right? I'm gonna add a little bit extra here. And that's it. Look at that one. That's called the whiteout. So, and you're using a color cardstock. And again, the darker the cardstock, the better. It's gonna be more vibrant with the white. So I do not recommend like the subtle colors, like the soft sea foam, the petal, petal pink probably wouldn't be a good color. This is gonna be popping with the darker colors. It is magic. It really is. All right, and again, we're gonna put this onto the base, just like we did the last one. I'm gonna put my adhesive onto the base first, over here, leaving an edge. Pretty much just the inside of the card, right? Front of the card. And then the liquid glue around the edges. You can see this one better. I'm gonna do a little circle here in the corner, if it comes out. I know I was running low. I thought I brought a new, oh, maybe I did. Hold on, I did bring a new one over. I did. I think I was running out a couple weeks ago. I don't have my, wait, I do have my poker tool. My poker tool that Michelle gave me. Hold on, I gotta dig it out. I keep it over here just for that reason. And I forget that it's over here. So this is what she gave me a few years. Oh, where is it at? It's not in here. Hold everything. I usually kept it always in there, Michelle. I swear. I don't know where it is, but I'm just going to open up my new one. Hold on. One moment, please. This one will definitely work. It's brand spanking new. All right, easy squeezing around the edges, right? Don't need a lot. I just want to make sure that it adheres down really flat on my card, right? So I'm going as close to the edge with the liquid glue, just like that, okay? And then we're going to put this onto the cloud cover. So pretty. It makes that, where I put the white, it makes it look like cloud cover, doesn't it? So pretty. Look at that. Ooh, I love it. Here's the first one that I made. So again, I'm going to make this greeting here with you. I'm going to show you what I did for my other ones, all right? All right. Now, this one is the one that I was just kind of goofing around with. Let me show you the pink petunia. Ooh, so pretty. Same idea, but we're going to make the purple one because you guys know purple's my favorite color. This is slightly different, but it's still like the same steps, kind of, sort of, okay? So we're going to make the purple one. So let me get all my pieces out, and I've already embossed this piece. And then I'm going to make the tag, and then I've already got the other tags done, but I want to show you what I did for that. All right. Yeah, it does, doesn't it, Angie? She said the white does look like cloud cover. It really does. All right, so my base of the Highland Heather. This is another good fold. Like this is probably my most favoriteest fold, just because when we're creators, so it's like when we're taking pictures of the cards, this type of fold, the vertical, the 4 1/4 by 11, it sits up so nice when you're taking pictures. And for those of you who know, you know, right? Okay, so this is again 4 1/4 by 11, scored at 5 1/2. The Early Espresso 4 by 5 1/4, and then the Highland Heather. We're gonna use the color. And this is cut at 3 3/4 by 5, okay? Yeah, this is the debossed side again. So we're going to start with the debossed again, okay? All right, this time we're going to add the basic white, or the white ink, with the sponge dauber, and we're going to color in all the debossed images, okay? So I was going to try this with the brush. If you guys have done this with the brush, with one of the blending brushes, let me know. Because I think it might be better. I don't know. Or maybe faster. All right, so I'm just filling in all my debossed petals, the leaves, everything with the white ink. Okay? So let me just do this. Take a sip of coffee. This was just an experiment, and it turned out pretty good. So think of a name for it. I think it's like maybe a partial whiteout. I don't know. We're going to have to heat set this because the white craft ink, I don't know if you guys know this, but it's kind of like Versamark. It stays wet a little bit longer, so you can emboss with it, like with powder, embossing powder. And so since it's like Versamark, it will stay wet a little bit longer, but I'm not putting like a super thick coat. That does not look very good, does it? Sorry. It will. So don't put a heavy coat. And if you do, you just have to hit the heat tool a little bit longer. Because when we're going to be doing the dragging to this, you don't want the white ink to transfer to the other ink pads. Okay? So that looks pretty good. Not really. It looks good for the white. Wow, I'm not used to these ink pads. Isn't it funny how we change? Because these were our old style ink pads. And I know apparently Angie's got was that the old style ink pad, Angie? The Mango Melody? I bet you it was. And then we got these new ink pads, And it's just that it clicks up in the front and then it slides in the back. It's the same kind of closure where the ink pad is upside down, but it's just different, you know? And it's funny how you get used to doing one thing and then it's like, then you go back and it's like, whoa, what is that? All right, I'm getting my heat tool over here. Hopefully my heat tool's right here. That's as far as it's gonna go. So I'm gonna put some heat to this so we make sure it's dry, okay? So just give me a couple minutes here. Norma absolutely loves this. Awesome! I swear all weekend I was die cutting and packing kits. I'm down to 2 kits left that I'm doing. I'm designing one of the kits right now with the Party Piggy. I got 1 project done. I still need 4 more, but that's the fun part for me. You know what I mean? So it's like the designing part is good, you know, and then I can have Richard cut everything and then we score it. And then if I do any die cutting, which there was a lot of die cutting in the Peekaboo Forest. So that's all I did this weekend. It was a lot. So then I gotta bring this up here. But the projects are so cute, you guys. You're gonna love it. Angie says no foam. What's that mean? What, no foam? Oh, yeah, on your Melody, Mango Melody? Yeah. So it's the older style. Yeah, they're still good, then use them, you know? It's great. The only thing is when you buy like the old, well, you didn't buy them when they were the new style, but when you got the older style and then when the colors retire, hopefully you got the re-inker too, Angie. Did you? I just don't want to put a lot of heat on that. Okay, that feels still a little tacky, but it could be my fingers because they're getting kind of inky here. All right, we'll just call it good. So make sure it's dry, okay? If you put a lighter coat, you might not even have to do it as long as I did it. Okay. All right, let's give it a test on my sleeve here. Yeah, it's pretty dry. That's good. We're gonna do the early espresso, crumb cake, and pecan pie with these 3. All right, so starting light, medium, and dark. Light hand. So again, we're gonna do the crumb cake. Same way, we're gonna do the edge. Always get the re-inker. I know, that's what I tell everybody. I tell my team, I tell my customers, whenever you're buying the ink pad, buy the re-inker. Because really, there's so many ink refill techniques too. And I've done a lot over the years, like coloring your ribbon. I've done a marble technique where we put marbles in a little clear box and we rolled the marbles around in the box with the re-inker drops. So then you put your cardstock in and then you roll the marbles over it and it gives you a really cool background. I've done a lot over the years. You just got to go research my gallery or my channel. I got a lot of videos. Okay, so crumb cake first. I'm going to drag it across. See, now the purple is going to be the base of this card with the hint of white that we sponged on. Woo! So that's the crumb cake. That looks good. Looking pretty. Okay, pecan pie. You always get the re-inker too when you buy the ink pad. Yep, smart lady, Gladys. Okay, so pecan pie, same thing. We're going to run it across the top lightly. I think it's the early espresso that really brings it all together because of the dark, you know, the dark brown. Okay, so crumb cake, pecan pie, and now early espresso. So pretty. All right, so again, we're going to drag it across. Wow, 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 wow. Wow. All right, and then when you look at this, this is where the other colors just kind of peek through. Do you see that? like here on these leaves, here are these petals, up here in this petal, just like ever so lightly. But the early espresso makes it pop. So here's the first one that I did. And then this is the one with the, I think, I want to say the lighter color is better. I was going to try a couple other colors, but I just grabbed Petunia Pop and Highland Heather. Definitely try other colors with this one. I think it can go, well, I don't think you're going to want to go the darker because this is the darker with the Secret Sea with the white. So the white, just the white on the dark is perfect. If you go the lighter shades like the subtles and the brights, I'm thinking you want to add the white crafting to that first. Okay? And of course I didn't lay my mat down. Oh well. Isn't that beautiful? So what are we going to call this technique? I wonder what Blackberry Bliss would look like. Whoa, that would be beautiful. Blackberry Bliss with the Highland Heather. It would definitely be like the early espresso. Wouldn't you think? I would say let's try it, but I don't have another Highland Heather embossed. That sounds really pretty though. All right, now let me show you how. Now this is the one that I'm going to demonstrate how I did this. This is using the, what is this stamp set called? Perfectly Pairs. I used Hello and then Friend. So I did them together and then I ran it through with the Stylish Shapes. So let me do these. Here, let me stamp the greeting. I'm just going to do one for the purple, so I'll show you how I did it. And I'm just going to use the Early Espresso ink. Now, hopefully I can stamp this straight. So hello, tap, tap. We don't want a blotchy hello. So hello first. And then I'm going to flip it over and I have friend right here. So I'm going to tap, tap, tap. And this is photopolymer, so it's going to see through. All right, so friend right there. Hopefully I got that. Yes, pretty good. So hello friend, right? Kind of somewhat straight. Not too bad for me not putting my head in the camera. At least I hope I didn't. All right, let me grab my machine again. This is something you guys probably already all know, how to make a different size. Now, normally I would have just hand cut that out, this hello friend, right? But, let me grab my right plates here. 1, 2, and 3. I wanted to use the Stylish Shape. So there's my 1, my platform, and then the shim is number 2. And then I always put my cutting one down, because that's the nasty one. That's my clean one. And then my flatter, cleaner one is on top. All right? So let me get my die. So this is the die that I'm going to use here from the Stylish Shapes. This one right here. That one fits perfect. All right, again, make sure everything's straight. Also, I had a question of how I get my machine to go through so easy. So, all right, so I'm lining it up here. Let me zoom in. So I just lined it up for my first pass, right? My first pass through here. Cut it like normal. And then what I do is I kind of tilt my plate and I put it into the embossing machine right here. And then when I get it under there, then I set it down and it doesn't move. Oh, I gotta flip my machine around because my hand was on the other side after I did all that. No, it moved. All right, so line up your die and then take your plate, and I'm tilting the plate so this end is the only thing that's going into the machine and grabbing it, and then I set it down onto it. And I hold it here with my thumb right here like this. And then as I'm cranking, I'm pushing it. So I'm really doing one hand with cranking it, and then I grab it. And trust me, I'm like a die cutting professional now after all the die cutting I've done. So hopefully I'm sharing something with you guys that you're learning, right? All right, so now this side you can see is a little bit longer. So I'm just going to recut it with the same die, but I'm just going to shorten it up. So I'm going to put this, lining it up right there. So I did shorten it. See, this part is what's getting cut off. And if I hand cut that, it would be no big deal. But when I'm done die cutting, you'll see I wanted that, like that stitched edge, or that stitched edge around the edge of the banner. It just is really cutesy. So then you just pop that out, and then you got your dotted edge. Here, let me put it on my, see that? Ooh, sorry, my light. There. So you shorten it up. Tell me you guys already knew that, right? Yeah, I'm preaching to the choir, I know. But you never know, we might have somebody new joining us. And I want them to learn, right? All right, that was my tip for the die cutting. For all you seasoned stampers out there, you already knew. All right, so then we're gonna add this. Let's put this to the card. Again, I'm gonna use my adhesive, oh, right here. I'm gonna put my edge, keep that clear. Just the inside. And again, I'm gonna flip this over. Whoa. Doorbell. So we've had an adventure this, well, actually my poor husband, we have a sleep number bed. Who has a sleep number bed out there? Oh my gosh. Talk about a headache. Richard has been sleeping on a flat side. My side's been fine. Richard's been sleeping on a flat chamber bed. On our bed. Our bed is a king-size bed. But his side is flat for 3 months, since June, right? Every morning he wake up, it would be flat. And then, so we called Sleep Number. Our bed is under warranty, thank goodness. So they replaced the motor, or the pump, sorry, the pump. We got the pump, they expedited it, got the pump. It still was deflating. So then we called and they said, all right, we're going to replace the pump and we're going to send hoses. And then over the weekend, Richard said, let's just go ahead and buy the chamber too, because let's just get it done. We thought we only had to buy because ours is a flex. It's a 360 flex bed. So it's a king size bed, but it's got like the heads move and the feet move. So it's split at the top. So I assumed it was like we could just get one side of, like, get Richard's side of mattress. No, they sent the whole mattress. So I even got a new side yesterday. So we got, I'll tell you what, Richard, I don't know. He's my muscle man because he flipped that king size mattress. And if you guys ever did a king size mattress, and then the Sleep Number have these amazing magnets on the bottom of the frame, you know, or on top of on the bottom of the chamber part. Holy moly, every time he went to pick it up and move it, it would grab it and snap. Gosh. And then we have a chandelier in our bedroom, so it would hit that. Then he had to end up folding the mattress in half, and then he picked it up. I don't know how he did it. But he picked it up and turned it over and then opened it up and then we unzipped it and then he removed his side and my side and then, oh my gosh. Needless to say, last night was his very first night, probably since June 16th, since his bed since his side of the bed was acting up. And then, what a relief. And then I was stressed as his wife. I was just like, I want my husband to get a good night's sleep, you know. So now we're trying to connect the app. For those of you that have done this, we have an app for the Sleep Number. So it kind of like tells you how good of a sleep you're getting. It's really nothing more than just telling you numbers like, you know, like how you slept, you know, who's on what side or whatever. But for some reason, our app is not connecting to our bed, and we have done everything. We finally got the remote back to factory. The two of us can't even slide those beds. I it, Angie. The mattress was huge. But I think it was just because Richard was so upset about not sleeping good. And then this past weekend, he said, you know what? I'm just going to lay it totally flat. And I'm just going to sleep on the boards. And I'm like, and then I'm up high because my side of the bed is perfect. And I feel like I'm looking down on him. And he's like, yes, I'm just your servant, Queen Dawn. Tell me what you want. And I'm like, oh, stop it. Because he laid it totally flat. So all weekend, he laid on the mattress flat. So last night was, it was amazing. He woke up and the first thing he said, oh, the bed's not flat. Like, thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. We are ready to receive it. Seriously, my poor husband. So needless to say, I think the app is probably the least of our importance right now. We're just so happy the bed is actually working now. So, all right. So here is my card and then my little hello friend, right? So like I said, the card itself, that is your card. And then really you just got to find a spot. Like if there's a spot like you got a blotch or a little bit heavier of an ink blot, just kind of put it over. I think that one looks actually pretty good. I'm just going to put it over here towards the bottom. My sunflower. And then, of course, let that dry a little bit because your dimensional won't stick to, well, see, that's almost too wet still because it come up really easy. Is that straight? It could be my stamping, too. That's it. And then you can add some iridescent faceted gems because those are so sparkly and beautiful. Just randomly put like 3 of them on there just to add a little bit of sparkle. I'm thinking I'll put one right there, right here. You could put like a little ribbon thing on there if you wanted. I think that's what Linda did to hers. She put some gems on hers, but isn't that gorgeous? All right, now let me finish mine that I made with you today. Where's my, I did this one, Hello Friend, and the Timid Tiger. So I'm going to put that on. That one should be dry by now. This is my favorite. That card, I mean, they're all beautiful, but this is just like, it screams fall, right? Yeah, I think so. Now, where do I put this? Maybe up here. Maybe down here. Maybe down here. I really don't want to cover up anything on that. Oh, so pretty. All right, let me add some gems on this one too. I'm going to send these cards out to a few of my customers. So if you guys get these cards, you'll know who they're from. All right. So pretty. So gorgeous. I did do the cloud cover. Let me do that one. Same thing. Hello, friend. I did have a motive behind these cards. I'm going to send these out. Oh, we got to do a glitter spinner. I totally forgot. All right. So I'm going to do a glitter spinner. We got the glitter spinner back. I figured since I'm using my cell phone for the comments, I could probably do it that way, right? Let me put some, not rhinestones, but gems on here. You could put, oh wait. Hold on. Did I bring them over here? Hold on. I think these are it and it fell on the floor. Yes. So again, these are on special right now, 15% off because they're the in color flat pearls. So pretty. So you could put the Secret C ones on there, but I've already put the gem on there. So I'm going to just do this. I'll show you my other one because I did do the gems. Okay. Let's put one up here. No. Where do I put it? Right here. Very pretty. All right. So here's my other one that I put the Secret C flat pearl on there. See them? They're kind of like pearlized. Very pretty. All right. Yay! We had a good live. I'm so happy. I was really thinking, what am I going to make this week? Seriously, guys, it's been like getting down to the wire because I'm so I'm so into getting all my cards done for the retreat. We are leaving for Salt Lake City. We'll be there for a week for the $1 million. Well, I'm going for my $3 million party. So we got all the info. I'm so excited. So let me bring all these in here so I can show you them all. You guys are going to have fun with this. It's very, very addicting. I'm not going to lie. Let me zoom back out. Hold on. We got some Happy Meal, and then I want to re-ink my little spot with you. So hold on. Oh, not the other way. Sorry. All right, there we go. All right. So pretty. Isn't this one just so beautiful? They're all beautiful. I don't really like picking a favorite, but this one I think is just so vivid. Don't you think? Thank you, Angie, Joanne. Thank you, Rena. Rena, you're going to have fun with your class. If you do all these, and there's so many more. Like, check out my black out technique. And then there's the black ice, where you use like foil, like silver foil sheet. I don't know if it's with the sunflower though, but check it out. There's so many videos out there. Thank you, Teresa. I might miss a bit because we are traveling also. All right. Well, I will be gone. I think it's the 9th, if I remember right. So it's like a Tuesday through that weekend. So, but I'm going to give you guys all a heads up on all that, all right? Don't worry. I would say I would try to do a pre-recorded, but at this point, I'm really hoping to be done with all the cards and the classes for the retreat before I go to Salt Lake, so I don't have to worry about that, because then when I come back from there, it's only a couple weeks until our retreat. You know, so I don't want to be stressing about all that. So I'm hoping to have a lot of that done. All right, let me show you some Happy Mail first. Again, I showed you Linda's card, so you can see Linda's. So if you want to do it, oh, it looks like she might have used daffodil and maybe peach pie. It's so gorgeous, no matter what you do, right? So pretty. All right, so that was from Linda. This card, look at this card, it's from Barb. She gave me 2 cards. We got them on the same day. Barb sent this card to Richard for thanking him for making all the 3D printing stuff that he's been doing for all of us crafters. They all love it, you guys. It's so awesome. Thank you, Barb. He loved the card. Thank you for thinking of us. And then I got this one from Barb. Hold on. Got this one from Barb. Thank you, Barb. Thank you. She's telling me she's sorry about our rental house. Oh, you guys. I could write a book, seriously, about the adventures that we've gone through, right? It's still an ongoing thing. And then this card here is from Doris. Thank you, Doris. So pretty, all those greens. Love it. So those are my Happy Mail. Thank you, ladies. Cute card, Barb, Yoli said. Thank you, Yoli. Make a collage and frame it. Okay, I don't know what that's about. Oh, Nicole said your card's cute too, Barb. I know, with the truck. Isn't that adorable? It's a slider card. I think she used the pennies, right? Yeah. The penny slider card. Look that up. I've done a video on that too over the years. All right, now let me re-ink my ink spot, because I want the ink spot. I do want it now, so I'm caving in. I'm caving into temptation. I don't have the ink pad. I didn't buy the demo one that they offered to us. I don't even know if it's still available. But this is the re-inker for the cloud cover. So that's still good. And then these ink spots are felt. So there's no reaction. So all you're going to do is you're just going to take your re-inker and you're just going to put it onto your pad. Cover the pad. Now I add a little bit extra so I can see it going down the edge there. See that? I don't want it to be a one-time use. So I just circular motions of my ink refill. So, and it's absorbing pretty fast. Of course, because it was empty. So, and then the one thing I'm going to do, oh, and another thing that we went through this week is my Dymo label. My Dymo labeler, the drive, for those of you that are demos and you have a Dymo label that prints your labels and postage. Oh my gosh. You know what they say, when it rains, it pours, right? So I feel like it's always a test, right? How you come through it the other side is how you're going to be blessed. So my Dymo labeler bit the dust on Thursday, and I went online trying to download the drivers to put them on my computer. And apparently my machine is a 450 turbo twin, and it's an older machine, but it's been great. I think I bought it in 2018, and it's been amazing. So my driver somehow disappeared on my computer. So of course, all the orders that I sent out, for those of you that are getting orders from the 3D printing, I had to handwrite the orders, and that's why, my Dymo labeler. So I told Richard, I said, well, they're not open, Dymo is not open until Monday, so I'm just going to handwrite all the labels, and I'm just going to have to call him and see, because I was ready to buy a new machine. I was ready to cough it up. And I waited. You know that whole thing about have patience and then just, give it to God. I know it's easier said than done, but there was nothing else I could do. The office was closed. My Dymo wasn't working, so then I handwritten it. So I just went on the weekend. I did a lot of die cutting. That probably took my mind off of it a lot. Don't forget to put the lid on it, and then put a label like I'm going to use on my Dymo. That's what made me think of my Dymo. Or you can put it on the bottom of it. Just something that says cloud cover. And then I'm going to put that on my ink stand there. So I downloaded the program, and it was opening up a thing called Dymo Connect. I do not use Dymo Connect. It was not my program. I have, seriously, in my Dymo labeler, I have over 4,000 addresses. This is for everything, guys. It's not just my customers, but I have it for my downline. I have it for all the utilities that I pay. Just anything and everything. I always put an address label on it, right? So 4,000 labels. So all weekend I was thinking, I'm going to lose all my addresses, and I'm going to have to manually put them in. So then I downloaded the driver from Dymo, and it said, to pick your machine, and I did. And then it did this Dymo Connect. And then I was kind of stressing out, because I'm like, if my machine is obsolete and I have to buy a new machine and I have to learn this new program, there's no time for that. So I just kind of ignored it for the weekend. And then come Monday morning, I got the nicest guy on the phone. He had a little broken English, but I didn't care. I was at their mercy. And I said, please, 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 can you help me connect my Dymo labeler? I said, somehow it's lost the drive. And now, mind you, I downloaded the drive first. Then I uninstalled it. And then when Richard came home from the rental house, he installed it. So it was not what we wanted, right? So he said, okay, let me have control over your computer. And he went in and did this, did that, did another thing and another thing. And then he said, okay, which Dymo do you want? You want this Dymo, which was my original Dymo, or do you want this Dymo Connect? I said, delete the Dymo Connect. So he deleted it, and then he did something else. And then he said, okay, open up your Dymo labeler. And I'm like, oh my gosh, all my addresses were there. And he said, go ahead and print. Actually, he printed it from his view. And he said, did it print on the left side? And I'm like, yes. I seriously started crying. I was so happy. First of all, that he recovered all my addresses. Then he recovered my machine where I didn't have to buy another machine. I was just so happy. And I think he could tell. He said, ma'am, you're so very welcome. He said, I was really happy to help you. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I was so happy. So, needless to say, it's been an eventful I think a week or so. Richard's been an eventful 3 months with the sleeping on a flat mattress, but oh, it's all good. All right. Label the top and the bottom of the cube in case the lid gets separated from the base. Awesome idea, Froggy. She's saying, like, I'm going to print cloud cover here, and then I'll put another one on the bottom. Let me do a glitter giveaway before you guys go. I got 2. I'm going to give away these first. These are the Shimmer Star Foam stickers. So let me get my phone. All right, let me spin my comments. Can you guys see my phone? You guys know I don't cheat, right? I'm not cheating. I'm not the cheating kind of gal. So I'm going to spin these comments. Let me get my spinner. All right. And then I'm going to stop it, and whoever's name I stop on is going to get the shimmer stars, all right? Spinning, spinning, let me spin. I can't see anybody's name when I'm spinning this fast. We're going to stop right here. Who is that? Teresa! My moderator. Teresa, I'm going to pin your message right now to the top. So I got your address. I'll send that out. Did you guys know Teresa's on my team? She's an amazing demonstrator too. So you won the glitter stars, Teresa. Yay! All right, now let's go and spin. I got these rhinestones. Rhinestone jewels. All right, we're going to spin. Sorry, I should have done this at the beginning of the hour, right? Ta-da! I'm going to give it a good spin here. Hold on. It's so different than my iPad. All right, right here. Who is that? Nicole! Nicole, I got your address. Let me see. Replace pin message. All right, Teresa, Nicole, you guys are both the winners. So I'll get Nicole. Let me write a Post-it note. Hold on. Also, I missed a comment last week about the colors of blue for the 3D printing. So I'm going to go over that really quick too. So Nicole, you got the rhinestones. And Teresa, you got the stars. I will get these sent out. I'm going to go to the post office after my live today. I got to deliver some orders. So you guys got the glitter spinners. I got to do that at the beginning of the hour. We haven't done that in so long, I forgot that I do it at the beginning of the hour. Sorry, guys. Okay. Yeah, maybe it is a package. We got a lot of packages yesterday. We got a package. All 3 packages were from Sleep Number. We got the pump, the mattress, or the air chamber, and then we got the pump, hoses, and the chamber. Crazy. All right, so somebody, I don't remember who it was. I know she's already placed her order for the things, but I thought I would kind of revisit this in case you guys wanted the same question answered. So we have 3 different color blues, all right? These are our ribbon retainers. They're awesome. Everybody is loving them. Thank you. And we've had repeat customers. They love them so much like we do. All right, so these are the 3 or 4 blues that we have. So let me show you. This is the aqua. This is the turquoise, which is sky blue. On my website, you'll see sky blue in parentheses around that. This is cayenne. And then this one is cobalt. Woo! I love cobalt. So aqua, turquoise, cayenne, and cobalt. Those are the 3 blues that we have. All right? And we have every color, you guys. Seriously, I don't think there's a color we don't have. Except for baby pink, of course. All right. If you guys have any questions, can you pop them on here right now for me so I don't miss you? Hold on, I gotta scroll down. Yes, the block holders, the can toppers, the thing that we, I should not say we because my husband is designing this stuff. He's designed something, but he's going back to the drawing board. So as soon as he gets that figured out, he will tell me and then we'll launch it. So I'm hoping maybe next week we can kind of give you guys a heads up, but it's really awesome. It's like a nothing thing that you think you don't need, but it's nice to have it if you do. Some of you guys know what it is. Don't say nothing. Love all those blues, Nicole says. I'm a sucker for any shade of blue. Yes, aren't they pretty together? I like it. All right, so yeah, so we have the ribbon retainers, all sizes, all colors, black, all the blues, purple, pink, magenta, orange, yellow, did I say red, white, gray? Yeah, and if he doesn't have them made up, he'll make them. It's no problem. Like if you want army green, he'll make them up. Yeah, I said yellow. Yeah, I'm just looking at my table over there. And then we have the block holders are awesome. Everybody's loving them. The can toppers. I did not get out today, this week, I should say. I did not get to Kroger's or the party store to test out the can toppers. I'm going to try to do it this week. I know I keep pushing it off, but I will try. Or if you guys try it with another can, I know Jessie has a picture of one of her customers that bought one of the can toppers at her farm stand. And it was so girly. It was like a decorative pink can. And it was tall. I don't even know the name of the drink, but she had a pink can topper on it. It looked so girly. It was so cute. So, but we still have the can toppers, and we have both of the liquid glues, which this is the regular and then the mini, okay? Any questions, please? I'm just an email away. Where's my email thing at? Right here. Dawn at theglitterpit.com. Dawn at theglitterpit.com. All right. I love my dies a lot for sentiments. Awesome, Norilda. Yeah, this was the die that I used for the other cards. If you guys were wondering what shapes I used for that, I used the Unbounded Love dies. I don't think these are available any longer. That's why I kind of changed it up. I used this one right here, the shape here, on my first one right here for the thanks. But then when I went to look up the item number for my printable, I'm like, what? It has the Unbounded Love stamp set, but not the die. Also, just a heads up, this embossing folder is on low inventory. As of today, before my live, because I checked. So I don't know if it still is right now, but it was still available, but it was on low inventory for this die here. Okay? So if you want it, it's still available. And it's the Sunflower 3D embossing folder. You think the large would hold the glue dots? Oh, I don't know. Let me see. I got some glue dots here. You mean the large glue holder? Oh my gosh, that's a great idea, Linda. No, it won't hold it. He's making up something else for stuff too. So my husband's got all these ideas. The problem is he doesn't have that many hours in a day. You know, we're all granted 24 hours, but he's just so busy, you know. He made, okay, so he's saying that this thing he's making right now for Jess. Oh, look what I found. I found my poker thing. It was here for my glue. This is my new one. Let me see if my, this is my poker thing that Michelle made me. I knew it was over here. It just fell out. All right, so Richard is making Jessie because Jessie is into journaling. And she's doing these junk journals. Do you guys ever hear of them? I had no idea. This is a new thing for me. But she showed me like her junk journal. And she's like, Mom, it's seriously just junk mail. She said, but it makes the books look so cute. Look, I'm putting it back in here, you guys. Just how Michelle gave it to me. So anyway, she asked her dad, which is Richard, I need these things, and she pulled up this Instagram picture because I should have brought some down. But Richard made a 21 piece of, you know, the filament, and they're just shapes and like arrows and stars and speech bubbles and like all kinds of little doodads that she can color, use markers, you know, whatever, or write something in them. But it's like a 21 piece. And he made me one, and I'm like, what in the world am I going to use that for? So he said, I'm sure you'll think of something. So he's making that for her right now. And then he's going to try to brand her can toppers for her business. I'm telling you, he has all these great ideas and then not enough hours in the day. And then he's modifying the thing that he made originally for the shipping, because I am not going to even try to ship them to you guys by themselves. If you guys place larger orders, I could offer them to you the way they are now, but to buy them individually, like just one thing, it's like shipping it out to California would be over $8. And I'm like, wait a minute. It's thin. It goes through your thing at the post office. She said, well, it's because it's rigid. And I'm like, rigid? I never heard of such a thing. So sure enough, when I brought it home, I weighed it on my scale, and it's expensive. So Richard is, what do you call that? Fine tuning it. He's redoing it. So as soon as I get the release on him, then I will let you guys know what it is, all right? And then you guys can start getting it. All right. Something new for Richard to create, a glue dot holder. Yes, Nicole, he does have something in mind for that. But it's not just for glue holders. It's like an adhesive box or something. I don't know. He wants to show me how to do all this. I said, listen, I don't need any more projects. I'm trying to get the retreat done. I'm running a business myself. I'm helping you with the shipping and getting the payments and all that. I am doing, it is a partnership, but I don't want to know how to do it. I just want him to do it. Yeah, he can do it. And he likes doing it. It's just, you know, like I said, it's not enough hours in the day. So, all right. Oh, and then another thing too that I used on the other cards. These were the other greetings that I used. Thanks was the one I used on my original one here, with that other die from the Unbounded Love. And then on my, I think it's this one here. No, not that one. This one here, I used Thinking of You. And that was from the Beautiful Motifs. Again, on the last chance list. I'm a sucker for greeting stamp sets. Are you guys too? We can't see. Oh, sorry. I know I just get my face off it so you guys can see the screen. Sorry, Vicky. There you go. Had to do my hat today. Everything's good. Need can toppers with the Glitter Pit logo on it. I know, Laura. We're working on it. You know what? What's really sad too is I got my pre-order right there in front of me, and I have not had a chance to open it up. I know. My pre-order from the new holiday mini is sitting right in front of me. It's not a lot because I'm not really into the Christmas thing. Like I said, I'm really focused on the retreat right now. Once I get that off my plate, I feel like it's going to be like a big breather moment. Then I can start focusing on Christmas and all that kind of stuff. But I did get a lot of designer paper from the new holiday mini catalog, and I did get a couple bundles. So I'm excited about what I got, but I haven't opened it yet. Yes, Laura, he will be making some can toppers with the Glitter Pit logo. One of these days, I just got to take a number. We need t-shirts for the retreat. You guys are getting something else for the retreat, which is just as good. But yeah, one year we will do t-shirts. Okay? Just not this year. All right. Yes. Maybe next year. All right. We have a lot of people signed up for the swaps, you guys. Holy moly. You guys are going to be busy stamping like crazy. Also, we have one more spot left. I don't know if you girls heard that are attending the retreat. One of our ladies had to back out. Her husband had planned anniversary plans with her as a surprise, so she had no idea. So she had contacted me this week and said that she wasn't able to attend. So we have one spot open, and if you want to bring a friend, I will make room for 2 people if you want to bring a friend to craft with us. But if not, it's just one spot. So if you're on the fence about joining us this year in October, here's your chance. I've contacted everybody on my wait list, and I'm promoting it now. And I also made a blog post on it yesterday. So if you do want that spot and you want to bring a friend and they want to craft with us, I can make 2 spots opened. But the link is not working. I'll have to send you a separate link to register. All right. So first come, first serves grabs that spot or 2. But you need to let me know as soon as possible, because the swap, if you guys are wanting to swap, our swap closed on Friday. But I don't think Judy Ann signed up for a swap. So we're not doing anything different. So if one person ends up coming and they want to swap, we might have to adjust the count, guys. Sorry. All right. So if you guys want to come, please come. We're going to love it. You're going to love it. I promise. It's going to be great. All right. So we've been on here for a long time now, guys. Thumbs up, ladies. Thank you, Jenny. All right. So I will see you guys here next week. Same glitter time, same glitter station. We'll be right here at 3 o'clock right here on YouTube. All right. Love you guys. Bye.